So we have been talking about this blank K attendance or absence. This is what we have been talking about. So as we know, blank for calendar days, K for calendar days, attendance and absence days are for payroll days, which we have configured. Suppose let's say some take an example. So you are specifying that certain month, for example, 15th date, 15th date, and 16th day of a month, and 17th day. These three dates are there, for example. Now, 15th, for example, is 15th, suppose, is a work day. And this one is weekly off. And 17th is work day again. It is a work day again. So you are specifying indicator K, indicator K, indicator K for calendar days. So system is considering it as 3 days, 3 days, 3 days as the leave days, as the leave days. It is considering 15th, 16th, and 17th, all three as, even though there is a weekly off in between. System is considering three because the indicator we have mentioned is K. Suppose I copy this once again. Let's say I'm copying this once again and pasting it. I will also expand to 18, 19, extending to 18th and 19th. I'm keeping other things as it is. 18th, suppose it is a public holiday. Let me type PH, public holiday. Public holiday. 19 is again a work day. What I'm doing is I'm taking the same example but extending for two more days, 18, 19 added. Here I want to use indicator A. I want to use indicator A. Here's what system is doing. System is calculating 3 days as leave days because one, two, 3 days as leave days because of the indicator K. Even though 16th is weekly off, still system is considering it as leave days. Now I'm changing the indicator. System is calculating this one, whatever is the work day. 15th, 1, 16th, it is ignoring 16th. It is calculating 15th, 1, 2, 3. It is ignoring 16th and 18th because 16th is weekly off, 18th is public holiday. System is again calculating 3 days as the leave days. Let me take further example. I want to use indicator R. We are talking about two things here, months. What are the January month, for example, January. So starting with 01/01 2021 or whatever date it may be, 2020 or whatever it is, 2021 you can say. As an example, and you are maintaining between 31st 12 2021. This is what you are maintaining for January. Same for February also. Because we are maintaining, consider two things here, 01/01 2021 and that say you are checking for these two periods, but actually leave taken days. Let me type, for example, 29th, 30th, 29th January, second Feb, 3rd Feb. This is the example I am taking for leave calculation. For example, 29th, suppose it is a work day. This is also a work day. Now all are work day. For example, let's say example, it can be some other year, may not be some 2000, any year. For example, any year, I can say January 1st to, if this is an example, it may not be exactly work day or not. We are taking it as an example. So 29th of January, 13th January, 31st January, all are working days. February 1st, 2nd, 3rd also working days. And I'm using indicator R. So we are specifying R meaning payroll days. We have, these are nothing but payroll days. R meaning we are using R for payroll days. So if the duration, if the maximum duration that you have maintained is 003 in the configuration, if the max duration 003 is maintained, system allows the employee to take up to 6 days leave. You're calculating 3 days, but system is allowing to take 6 days leave. Why? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. 6 days leave system is allowing, because you are saying payroll period, payroll, you are saying payroll period, and first set 29th is this one payroll period and this is another payroll period. 1, 2, 3 comes under one payroll, and this is another payroll. So system is actually maintaining 6 days, but calculating it as 3 days because you have maintained maximum duration in the configuration. So let's talk about other things like screen numbers. Screen numbers. We can divide screen numbers as absence type screen numbers and attendance type screen numbers. You are dividing just for segregation purpose. I'm maintaining absence type screen numbers and attendance screens. For example, I will use 2000 or 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, 2008. These are not info types. Info types we have already discussed. We have already discussed about info types. These are the info types. 2001 is also info type. 2000 also info type. This is also 2000, 2001, but they are not info types. They are screen numbers. Screen numbers I am dividing intentionally. I am dividing one for absence type screen numbers and attendance type screen numbers. Intentionally I am dividing. For example, 2050 or 2051. Okay, so this is for general general absence type. This is absence quota type deduction. Absence quota type deduction. 2002 is work incapacity. Is nothing but work incapacity. For Germany country, for Germany, 2003 maternity protection or maternity leave. 2004 military service. 2005 work incapacity. This is for Netherlands country. Netherlands. 2008 also work incapacity. Work incapacity. Apart from Germany and Netherlands, for other countries, for all other countries. This is also work incapacity 2002, 2005, 2008. All are work incapacity only. 2050. attendance quota type deduction. Attendance quota type deduction. 2051 is just the opposite of it. No attendance quota type deduction. So what is this screen number? Now screen field values need to be changed based on the leave type. That is why these are defined. All these are screens defined. For example, casual leave is different from maternity leave, for example. Essentially, whatever you are maintaining in casual leave, different field names are available for casual leave. For maternity leave, another field values need to be present. That is why, even though you are talking about different things, for example, different leave types, still screens are different. You cannot work the same way as for maternity protection. You cannot have the same type of for general absence type. It cannot, field values are different, which is further divided based on country. So what we are saying is general absence type. For any of the general absence types, you can use screen 2000. 2002, 2001 for absence quota type deduction. If deduction is considered, then you can use 2001. This is without deduction type. 2002 work incapacity used for short term disability. So it was earlier 2002 for Germany. Earlier it was maintained for Germany. 2002 was initially developed for German country work incapacity. After that, Netherlands and all other countries. So you can use 2000 screen for LOP, loss of pay. You can use 2000 screen. You can use screen number maternity protection. 2003 screen number maternity protection. It is used for maternity leaves. You can use 2003 screen for maternity leaves. 2004 military service. So you can use 2004 screen military service for long term leaves. For example, some 1 year, 2 year leave. to serve in the military, specific for some countries. This for work incapacity, Netherlands, because just like this, work incapacity due to some incapacity to work for the employee by the employee, you can use for Germany, for Netherlands country, for all other countries, you can use different screens because country wise screens are changing. Then you have 2050, the attendance quota type deduction used for example, any training, for any trainings in the company, training attendance you can use. 2051, you can use the screen number 2051 for regular type of attendances you can maintain. This is you have to remember. Another thing you can remember is time constraint. Time constraint. You already know about time constraints. We have used time constraints in PA module, in OM module. Now I'm talking about time constraint class. Time constraint and time constraint class, these both are different. They are not exactly the same. You know about a time constraint. We have worked in PAOM. All the data in SAP, all the data is maintained with the particular relevant records. Info type records you can maintain. At any given point in time, you have to specify how many records can be maintained. So that is why this time constraint is existing. Earlier we talked about time constraint class 1, time constraint class 2, 2, 3, A, B, T, Z. These things we have discussed. These things we discussed. Time constraint 1, time constraint 2, 3, A, B, T, Z. We have discussed already. We have worked with the time constraints. All these are time constraints. Now, the question is, I mean, Z, time constraint Z, we have maintained as time management. You are using time constraint G for time management info types. Earlier also we discussed that. Time management info type Z. So you can maintain this time constraint using Z, time constraint class Z for time management info types as we are in time management. And for certain subtypes, what you are doing, you can maintain certain subtypes and you are checking for any maintenance. Why maintenance? You are checking for the collision. Time constraint class is used to check any collision of the time data records. What does it mean? What it means? Time constraint class is used to check any collisions of the time data records. What is collisions? For example, when employee is applying for leave, 5 days leave, for example, from 16th to 20th. For example, employee is applying leave from 16th to 20th. So you have 5 days leave there. You have totally 5 days leave. So, for example, the employee is applying for leave for 5 days from 16th to 20th. It's not 4 days, it is 5 days. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 5 days leave. But what is happening is he is present on, he or she is present on 16. So you are saying 16th is leave because part of the 5 days leave. Again, he is attending on 16th. Now system is checking and finds the attendance record on the 16th. It means it is checking whether any other record is maintained or not on that particular day. So this is a collision. Why? On a particular day, you are maintaining both leave and both attendance also, which is a collision. System should check it. So we can specify different info types that we have discussed. For attendance, we have maintained. For example, for absence type 2001, attendance type 2002, 2003, 2004, substitution, availability, overtime. All these are checked by the system. In PAOM, what is happening for time constraint? What is happening? Whatever you are maintaining, system is checking for that only. Time constraint, it is checking. But in time management, what is happening? System is checking other things also. Whatever you are specifying, not only that, but it is also checking other things. Why it is checking? Because of collisions. If you are saying leave, it will also check attendance also. That is why this time constraint class is used. Time constraint is a little different from time constraint class. In time constraint, you are only maintaining whatever you are maintaining, system is checking. But in time constraint class, system is checking the subtype Based on time constraint, it's in checking for the subtypes records and any possible collisions. There are certain indicators also for this. There are certain collision indicators. They can called reaction indicators. You can call them reaction indicators. These reaction indicators maintained to avoid the duplication of the records. Now, this indicator, these reaction indicators, what do they do? Indicator, it is determining how the system reacts when you enter a new record which is overlapping with the existing records. That is why it is creating a collision. These reaction indicators are like A, E, W, N. These indicators are there.